you freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power? Okay, you know what time it is. And I'm just going to bring on my guest, Mr. AT2. Joining me live here on Samson's World. Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you for being a friend. Down the corner and back again. Through these online streets, you're a pal and a confidant. And if you're through a party,
you're gonna do the whole song, okay?
Yeah, I almost was, but I was like, I'll cut it. Guys, welcome to Samson's World. I am Secret Service Sam. We are a little bit early today because my daughter has a soccer game that I have to get to. Make sure we're coming in live and clear to you guys. This is Samson's World, where we talk about court culture, comedy, just a little bit about everything. If you're joining us now, we're streaming from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, the Instagram, all over. Mr. AT2, tell the people a little bit about yourself before we dive into this show.
Yes, well, thank you, Sam. This is your boy AT2 here. And again, I'm a commentator. We talk about gossip, celebrity news, politics. We talk about it all. So make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. It's just AT2, and you can find me on the web.
That's right, on the web. Now, AT2, let's jump right into this. I got a crazy show. Obviously the world is reeling from what happened to Charlie Kirk. I'm not sure if you guys are even aware of what's going on TikTok. There is a mass exodus. It's not even an exodus, because TikTok is going through and they are cutting creators left and right. I woke up this morning to a community guideline violation for a video that said suspect let me get the right title of what I wrote on here, because this is just crazy. It's so nothing.
And suspect, my account when you text me too.
Yeah, a suspect who took Charlie Kirk's life still at large. That was factual at the time before they had caught Tyler Robinson. So they just gave me a strike for that. I appealed it. I'm still waiting for the appeal to come back. But I've talked to several creators that they can't even say Charlie Kirk's name on TikTok today, or else they are getting a flag just like that. And it makes you question, why do you think that, AT2? Have you experienced any of that?
Yeah, you know, I have not experienced it yet. And I'm saying yet, emphasis on yet, because I don't know if you heard, but like his followers said, like, yeah, and make sure you tell us who's been talking about Charlie Kirk or celebrating him.
Right.
And we're going to contact their jobs. And so I figure when they say contact the jobs, they were also going to try to take down the videos too and stuff. And so what they're doing is mass reporting, which is not supposed to be allowed at all. I'm glad you were able to actually fight yours. I've also seen some creators who I'm mutual with say like their videos are now being suppressed about Charlie Kirk. Like it's not being shown or anything like that.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, TikTok, I don't know what is going on the app, but it is so bizarre because the new community guidelines kicked in. And I've been losing 100 followers per day on TikTok for the last maybe month.
Ooh.
And all of a sudden today, I've gained like almost 500 followers. Like it started to pop back up, but I got that. It's weird, man. It is such mental trauma what this app and all social media does to creators, because, you know, we're on here every day. We're forced to, not forced, obviously, but it becomes part of us, and our audience depends on us.
It's your job.
It's your job. You know what I mean? And I think it's a hard thing for people to understand, but we do this job more than you probably do your job.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, we are content creators, we are entrepreneurs, so we work around the clock.
Exactly.
There is no set schedule.
Exactly. Now, AT2, I know I want to play some clips here. I don't know if you heard, TMZ is in hot water. All right, let me hold on 1 second. Here's what's happening in your world. It's your world. That's right, AT2. It's our world, really. TMZ is under fire for apparently cheering when Charlie Kirk's unaliving was announced through Donald Trump, oddly enough. They had to go on this apology tour. I'm going to show you the apology, and then I'm going to show you what happened. I want to know what you think and what everybody else at home thinks. So check this out.
People in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase, and they were laughing, they were clapping, and you could hear it out here. And we want to make a couple of things clear. One is that I know these people, and they were not laughing, they were not reacting that way about Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not. They would not work here if they did.
And that being said, we acknowledge that it was horrible timing, and for that we are sorry.
We apologize.
TMZ is facing backlash after laughter was heard during their live.
Hold on. Now here is what happened, everybody. Okay, so you saw TMZ's apology. Now, what do you guys think? Here's what happened.
Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger? We can get Trump cut in a second.
What do you think about that? I mean, geez, man. They tried to say, okay, that they were watching a car chase.
I want to know, did they ever post a car chase? Like, I didn't hear anything about a car chase the other day. Like, that's why I'm all like, now it's not sounding right to me about a car chase, but
exactly. And somebody did, some TikToker went in on it, and it's hilarious, AT2, because she has a timestamp on television of the car chase, right? And then she has a timestamp of what you just saw when it was kind of announced, when Trump put on True Social. And she did the math basically and was just like, the car chase was at a different time, but the time that did match up perfectly with their cheers, and everything, was the announcement of this. So I don't know. I might not have explained it very well, but 111, kiss the clock for any believers. But it's just so, this whole thing it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. And here's something that I talked about yesterday on my show about Tyler Robinson, how immediately, I don't know if you saw the video, Spencer Cox, who is the governor of Utah, was like, he said, I prayed for 33 hours that it was not one of us, that it was not somebody from our state, that it was maybe somebody from out of this country, that it was not one of us that has this kind of complexion. No, he didn't say that part. But as a black man, AT2, I said, my response was, let me translate that for everybody. He said, I wish we had been able to catch somebody who was brown and illegal, would have been even more of a bonus. But no, it was one of us, he said. It's now been proven this guy was, his parents were kind of MAGA. There's a lot of lies online. The Trump t-shirt thing isn't real, so stay woke. But what do you think?
So, it was funny hearing him actually say, he was hoping that it wasn't one of us, because I immediately knew what he meant.
Right.
And I don't think he necessarily meant an American. He was hoping that the person was either immigrant, brown, black, Asian, trans, LGBTQ, like everything other than them. And listen, it was Utah. Of course, it was one of you. Like, who else was it going to be?
Yeah, who else is in Utah but people who live in Utah? And also, the Wall Street Journal just admitted that they were wrong about the shell casings. That is not true. So we have to take that out of the narrative that they were, these were anti-fascist, anti-trans, anti-gay, or they weren't anti, sorry. It was for, I believe, I'm mixing up my words, but the point is the shell casings, Wall Street Journal just admitted was not real.
Yeah, there was a lot of misinformation because basically they were trying to pin this on, they were pro-trans. And now I'm even seeing articles about his roommate with trans, but it's literally a white guy with long hair. I can go outside right now and give you 20 white boys with long hair that might look, ambiguous. I'll say that.
Just like me. I want to see, let me see. I can airdrop maybe a video to my computer to load in here real quick. Are you still there? We're still there.
Yeah,
okay,
here. Yeah.
Okay. This is, and guys, by the way, AT2 is the one. I took his StreamYard class, okay, like no more than 2 weeks ago. And I am now just flying around this app. Thanks to you, AT2. I really got to give you mad props because
I mean,
literally, man, this has revolutionized my podcast, revolutionized my life creatively. And I really owe it to you for that time. It was worth the money that I paid you, that $1 million check. I hope it's sitting nicely with you.
I spent it at the casino, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I hope you made some money off of it at least. Let me see. I'm just bringing up Jasmine right here. Where is that, Sam? Here we go. Okay. This is great. Jasmine Crockett. I love her. Love her. Don't like her. Whatever you do. I don't care. But listen to what she says about the situation. I love this.
Black people ain't had nothing to do with this. We wasn't nowhere near Utah. So I'm like, how was the response to go after Black students? And it's interesting because I was talking to one of my best friends who graduated from Grambling. And I was like, is Grambling on lockdown? Because like it was just kind of like in the moment, and it's like we're getting these alerts about this school and that school, Hampton, and all these different schools. So I was like, what is happening? And I was like, and why are we in this, right? Like, what is it that students on a HBCU campus have to do with this, right? Like that wasn't a place that. Let me point this out. We have had school shootings that have taken place on all types of campuses. And there are those, specifically on the right, that always want to put out this idea that Black folk are dangerous and criminal, and we just have more of a propensity to commit crimes and things like that. Do you know how many school shootings we've had at a HBCU?
Zero.
Big facts.
One of the safest campus that you can be, a safe haven. And it is interesting because those campuses were created out of kind of the segregation idea. But we don't do that. It's not, in the idea that, as soon as it happened, and the next thing you know, the trans community is under attack again, right? Because they said that the Minnesota shooting was a trans woman, I believe. Right. And so because it was a trans person, they're like, oh, this is what happens. But I was like, so we're not going to talk about white supremacy? Like, we're not going to talk about the fact that the vast majority of these shootings, whether they are seen as political or not, if we look at the numbers, white supremacy ideology. But we don't want to do anything about that. There's no legislation that they want to bring. Every time you say white supremacy, they want to yell, oh, you're race baiting. No, I am going on facts. Yep. Like, these crimes, when we look at these mass shootings, most of them are linked to neo-Nazism or, Proud Boys or whatever. It's always some white supremacy kind of thing that's going on. It's not Black folk that are going out there. It's not immigrants that are going out there. But what cities are we going into? Black cities, because we are supposedly the ones that commit all the crime. Which people are we going after? Immigrants, because allegedly it's immigrants, but we don't want to have a talk about what the numbers say, what the facts say, which is that we have a white supremacy problem in this country. So until we decide to deal with the problem, we're going to continue to have a problem.
Dang. What do you think about that, AT2?
I do want to say this too. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead or not, but you know, it was crazy to me that the next day after Charlie Kirk's situation, HBCUs were threatened and they had to go on lockdown. And it's
right,
like,
that's what she's talking about. It's crazy.
Right. And it was all like, it wasn't one of us. And you've been seeing like this backlash against Black people because we're not crying and, you know, torn up about Charlie Kirk. And it's all like, he didn't have nice things to say about us. Like, why would we be torn up about that?
Right.
And then I believe it was Huntington Beach. It was somewhere in the OC, but they're all like, defend the white, you know, white men are sticking up and like they're like, yeah, and I'm all like, it was one of your own, like it wasn't us, and it's like somehow the narrative is being oh yeah, we're gonna start another civil war, a race war, and it's so like, wait, hold on,
with yourself,
there was nobody Black unless you do a Pale versus Peller race war. I don't understand.
Pale versus Peller.
Yeah, I don't understand what the race war. It's all like, how did we get in this?
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. That's the craziest part about it. It's almost because, like you heard what Spencer Cox, the governor, said, I prayed and prayed that it was not one of us. Those words, you know, he's really saying, translation, he wishes it was somebody brown.
Yeah.
You know, he's really disappointed that this guy, now there's been a lot of lies going along. It was originally said that he was wearing a Trump shirt. I think that's been debunked. Said his dad was a sheriff. That has been debunked. Now, I do think it is true. They're saying his grandmother, they talked to her, and that the whole family is MAGA, which still doesn't mean much. What means a lot is, I think what Jasmine pointed out too, is that this guy, if you put all of these mass, you know, guys in a lineup, and just kind of did bullet points of who they are and these traits, there's a lot of similarities.
Right. And knowing that the shooter was, you know, a fan of Nick Fuentes, and Nick Fuentes has this kind of fringe group that's kind of like called, I believe the term is groper. Basically, so they're so far to the right. And so they've been having like this white on white beef going on, right, with Charlie Kirk because he wasn't right enough. And basically what it is that Nick Fuentes is one of the people who don't like Jews or Israel. And so it's really that fringe of people who don't like them. And so you need to be that far right. And so this is what has been the battle, because they've been saying Charlie Kirk is in bed with Israel and stuff like that. And so he's a part of this fringe group, basically.
And some people had speculated too that he was coming after, you know, the Epstein list, and it was a guy who wanted to see that. So, you know, you just don't know what's behind it. Now, here's some interesting things, updates since this whole thing has hit the airwaves, is what they're wondering is, how did he have this size of the pun, the weapon, got it off, disassembled it, put it in his backpack, jumped about what looked to be about a 15-foot drop off that office building, ran, assembled it back, which you have to have a long screwdriver to get the barrel on, the muzzle, whatever it is, and then to put it in a box wrapped in a black blanket and leave it for them. What kind, you know, people are just saying that makes no sense at all, and it's almost feels like it's impossible. And here's something hilarious, AT2. You know, Trump said Charlie Kirk's one of his best friends, right? And he was real sad. Did you guys see Trump mourning Charlie Kirk yesterday at the Yankees game?
I heard of that.
Hold on, let me take that audio out so they don't clip me. Dude, do you see him?
Doing that little dance? Oh,
yeah, he's doing that little dance, dude. This is the day. This is the day after, bro. Something is just weird. Something is weird in the air. That is not how somebody you care about, you're doing the YMCA dance, man.
Yeah, well, why was Trump the one to announce Charlie Kirk's death?
I don't know that. Yes, I think everybody did.
It was Trump who announced it.
Right. How did he know? Okay, and here's something I'm going to skip down to. Do I have? Okay, now I want to make sure I'm being sensitive about this. This is a speech his wife gave today. But again, something just feels a little bit odd. And I don't know. Maybe it's me. Let me know what you guys think after we watch this.
Thought that my husband's mission was powerful before. You have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
Uh-oh.
In this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant.
I don't know. What do you... AT2?
Can you go first? Because I'm trying to like pick the right words.
Yeah, well, here's just my gut reaction from this. This is a woman who's just lost her life. I'm sorry, her husband, which really is your life. I don't want to be callous here, but I'm an actor and I'm sensing bad acting. And I don't like saying that without being totally disrespectful and people jumping on top of me for that. But the whole threat, you know, again, I don't know who is she threatening, because this is potentially somebody that goes, maybe like you said, this Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, that there is these, there's deeper shades of pale, you know what I mean? There, and that maybe this was like, you know, in the Black community, we have, you know, light skin, dark skin, discrimination, right? Is it possible that in the white Caucasianary race, now we're experiencing that right versus hardcore right? But yeah. I don't know, something, the way she's threatening everybody, the way she's looking at the camera, it just, something feels disingenuous. And I hate saying that.
Okay. Be free to mute me at any point.
Okay. Is this, are we going cancel style?
I don't want to say cancel style, but I'll start out with the first thing.
Okay.
I didn't see any tears.
There we go.
I didn't see any tears at all.
I could not have gotten that out. If that was my wife, I don't think I would have been like, I don't feel like filming this, guys. Maybe a month later.
2 days afterwards?
Go ahead. So number one, no tears.
No tears. You filmed this 2 days afterwards. Third, that sounded threatening. The they and them.
Right.
This seems like she's signaling, like we talked about earlier with the Huntington Beach situation, like they want to start some kind of civil race war thing.
Right.
Like that's what it sounded like to me. And still, I go back to, it was one of your own. Like it was not one of us. Like who's the they and them? And even if she's talking about left versus right, well, it wasn't necessarily the left that did it. Like, no. I don't know what you mean by, you know, they and them. It was just a singular person. It was one, unless you are talking about like, you don't believe that this was the guy, and maybe there's some conspiracy around that, because there's been a lot of conspiracy, you know.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about how he wrapped up the gun in the blanket. It just didn't make any sense, right?
Right.
Unless she's addressing that, but that's not what it sounds like. It sounds like she's trying to embolden the people and saying that Turning Point is going to be the biggest thing ever. Let me tell you, she probably got a new man already.
I mean, okay. that was a hard number 3, dog.
I'm sorry.
Damn, AT2. Canceled, brought off the show. No, but again, you know, it's that video. Here's something I want to bring up. TikTok removes my video that was, here's the title. Again, for anybody who didn't hear it, here's the title of the video that TikTok took down so far. Suspect who took Charlie Kirk's life still at large. Yet I have seen Charlie Kirk's unaliving in every single angle. It's so traumatizing. Some people are like, I want to sue these social media companies for allowing this to be online, but not, you know. Now, let me, I just want to, let me think. I'm going to switch gear. Well, I'm actually not totally switching gears because now I have the guy who asked the last question to Charlie Kirk. Listen to this.
I don't know how to make this video. It's been a rough 24 hours. This last person to talk to Charlie Kirk, here's maybe a better vantage point of me. So I'll give you some background. I made a video maybe about a week or two ago, I think. I'll play clips so it's clear about what's going on. Oh my God. So Charlie Kirk just said that the suspected Minneapolis school shooter was trans. First Nashville, now this. How many times makes a trend? Probably the only way to do this is to have an ungodly amount of time to parse through all of the 6,000 mass shootings that have ever happened in the history of America. I mean, Charlie's counting on the fact that only a psycho would do all that. Trans people are surprisingly and extremely nonviolent. Now, while I was scrolling Charlie Kirk's video, I noticed that he was touring America, and he was touring universities specifically. And one of these caught my eye because one of these is the university I'm currently going to. Obviously, that university was UVU, where I currently go to school. And I'm getting a degree in mathematics in. I'm not going to show a video of what happened, mostly because I can barely watch it. But yeah, here's what I asked. I asked, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many. I said the number's 5, counting or non-counting gang violence. Pop is heard. Shout out to CNN for fact-checking me and saying I'm right.
That's so crazy.
First off, you sick fucking psychos that think this is the answer. It's not. I don't know what else to say. It's fucking not. It's awful, and a father doesn't have his kids anymore. Charlie had 2 kids and a wife. And like, not to make this about me, but I have 2 kids and a wife. And if my 1-year-old boy, like his 1-year-old boy, will grow up without memories of his dad, it's a tragedy. And it's hard to grapple with. And I'm part of a community that's struggling to grapple with it right now. And people have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like, I stand by so little of everything that he said, but one of the things that he stood by was conversation. And I also just if you ever feel like you want to comment with your little conspiracy theory on what happened on the event, you are not helping anything, actually. I've been talking to the police. We're good. Thank you. And if you're salivating about what happened.
That's kind of interesting little kind of last statement he made there. And that was, of course, you guys don't know.
Accused.
I'm sorry. Oh, I would imagine he would be accused because him asking that question and then that happening, the irony of it happening on that question is, I mean, that's either planned or God.
Yeah.
There's not 2 options. I mean, there's only 2 options to that one.
Right. And
that's
you
wild.
know, it was definitely I can't imagine being him in that situation where it happened. Like, that was somebody who was actually there. It's different from when you're watching it, online, but he was actually there, and he was the last person to actually speak to Charlie. And it's so weird saying that, but he was the last person and what they were talking about. I think also a conversation that we're not having is that when it comes to politics, and a lot of people are turned off by it, and rightfully so, right? And what I was understanding from people when I had did a live on not Facebook, TikTok, was that, you know, a lot of people kind of seen it as entertainment, and they seen like, okay, this is just what he does for a living, blah blah blah. And I don't think everybody got that or understood that message for most people, and including myself. And I still don't think necessarily he just said the things for entertainment. I understand he was trying to be provocative and stuff like that, obviously. And maybe he was a decent human, but you know, when you kind of have this content where it's always rage baiting and trying to antagonize people, it can get very scary and get very dangerous. Like, people want to compare him to MLK and Malcolm X. Right. I believe that they died believing in what they believed in. Yeah. I think that makes it a totally different thing.
Right.
I think
I don't put Charlie Kirk, like I've seen the meme of Charlie Kirk, Malcolm X, MLK, JFK, Bobby, you know, Bobby Kennedy, and this is just not different. Some of those men were civil rights leaders and lost their lives due to racism, and we don't actually know why he lost his life, because this was white on white crime, you know, that we don't often talk about. But like Jasmine Crockett pointed out earlier in the show on that video, you know, we're always so quick to call out black on black crime. That phrase we've just heard in our you know, hemisphere of our culture for so long. And the irony is, I just saw a study, AT2, this is no surprise to you, the #1 most influential culture in America is
Black culture.
Yeah. Congratulations. Good job. Nice. You got on the first pass. Nice work.
All right.
Nice. And I'd argue it's the most influential culture in the world. But again, it's last in the respect, you know. And one thing I have to say is, I was saying this the other day, like Jasmine said, she like, why were the HBCUs targeted? They're the most, she said, how many mass shootings have happened at a HBCU? She said 0, you know. And historically, what has happened to the black culture in America has been so traumatizing, has been so violent, that the Black Panthers is not a party that was started to terrorize white people, but the KKK was started as an organization to terrorize black people. So it's just, and I'm getting a little bit off the gander a little bit, but you know, this whole message that we're trying to push is like, we need to look at ourselves, you know. We need to look in the mirror, and they need to look in the mirror. And Spencer Cox, the governor who wishes it was somebody else, it's your son. This is yours. Look in the mirror. This is your white son who's doing these things over and over and over. And we just don't want to take the responsibility.
And the pictures with the GUNs, even like the little kids had GUNs too. And you see like different family pictures and stuff like that. So this, and I hate to say it, but you know, when you're raised around GUNs, like, yeah, it's natural that he'll be a GUN enthusiast and purchase different GUNs, and one day he might use it because you've been raised around that. Like,
Yeah. And there's just so many stereotypes we're taught to believe through entertainment. The irony that the black culture is the dangerous culture. You know, when all cultures, we have danger in all cultures, you know. But I was just looking at this statistic. Let me pull this up real quick, because this was something. Let me pull this up for you real quick, and then we'll move on to our next one. Do I have it? I don't have it, but it was something Charlie Kirk was saying about.
Shout out to Shawnee. She said ammosexuals.
I don't know what that is.
You know, like ammo that you put in the gun, you know.
Oh, that's a funny one. I can't find it, but we'll move on anyway, because we got we got a lot of hot show here, man, that, you know, we have some other stuff. And I know this is obviously huge news. I just want to make sure. Did you see this real quick? I'm just going to, let me pull it up here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, wait, no, that's me. By the way, AT2, this is an excellent show. Thank you to your audience for tuning in. We really have a lot of nice people on this live.
Yeah, shout out to all the AT-tubers out there.
Yes, shout out. And thank you guys. Please join me. I'm Secret Service Sam. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this little flow we got here. Did you guys see this? Ray J was kicked off Kai Sennett's live feed at what is it called? It's called a Mafia-thon or something. Look at this.
What? Yo, let me know. Hell yeah, I'm the new Diddy with all that.
Beep.
No, bro, and I'm not talking about it like swear to God. Out, Ray J. Out. If I ever see you in this house again, it's gonna be a problem. Out.
Wow.
Out. Ray out! Out! Ray out! Free
Ray
Puffy,
out.
Nigga. Free Puffy,
Beep.
nigga. Shout out to Kyle.
Beep.
Out! I love you, nigga.
Okay, too many N-words for the show. What do you think about that AT2? He got kicked right off the show. Have you seen that clip?
No, I didn't see that clip, but that doesn't. I had heard something about Ray J said he was the new Diddy, and I didn't know that it came from that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ray J is trying to do this whole Orlando Brown thing where he just says outlandish things, and it's just so interesting because it's like Ray has all these different businesses. Why not present yourself as a businessman? Why present yourself as a fool? Like I just don't understand that. But you know, if he like it, I love it at this point.
Right.
It don't
It's
seem like he's ever
crazy.
going to change.
Right. No, look at this. The next story, guys. Hold on. Here's what's happening in your world. It's your world. That's right. Thank you. This is freaking crazy, guys. Totally switching gears because everything we've talked to up into this point means nothing. It means nothing because aliens are here, guys. Okay. There was a UFO. There was a UFO that took a Hellfire missile, the drone footage going all the way around, it took a direct hit, which these Hellfire missiles are the baddest ass missiles we have. You don't survive them, destroys everything. This thing, it bounces off, it separates from 1 into 4 pieces, 1 big, 3 little, keeps flying.
What?
So if they, you know, this is real. This is not, you know, this is not Independence Day. Will Smith is disappointed us. He smacked Chris Rock. Jeff Goldblum is in the corner smoking crack. They are not saving us, people. Look, and then look at what just happened. A comet, meteorite landed in Panama, dude. Or is it? I think it's Panama or Portugal. Look at this shit. I don't want it anywhere near us. Watch this.
Fue eso?
And is this real? I don't think it's AI, dude.
Wow, ¿eso qué es?
Hey, it's okay, es. Thank God it's there in some. Look at it. It's on fire. AT2. You seeing that?
¿Qué?
Yeah.
Ven a ver. ¿Qué?
Again, this could be fake. This could be AI, but it looks pretty good.
Mama,
Do you see this? Okay, he agua. Yeah, give us some agua. Yeah, water the thing. Didn't you watch Gremlins, you idiot?
¿Sabes cuánto vale esto?
Sé cuánto vale esto. Can anybody Spanish translate for us what they're saying? They're very calm, dude.
El meteorito ha cambiado de color.
Is it a potato?
Dude,
I don't know. They put it in like their homemade petri dish. It's in
Cuando uno le pone algo con
Okay. Now it looks like a rock, a silver
yeah,
rock.
I guess I can mute their audio. We can't understand it anyway. I'm sorry. I need to learn Spanish. It's in a rock, okay? And then they put a leaf on it. I don't know why. Can anybody translate what they're saying? Again, let me see.
Now I gotta leave. Okay.
Les voy a enseñar algo de otro mundo. Aquí en el lugar donde cayó el meteorito hace varios días. Cuando yo apago la luz.
A meteorite landed at a man's home in Pedregal, Panama, and something unusual began growing from it. The strange life form, which people say resembles Venom from Spider-Man, reportedly needs no air, water, or food, only sunlight, and has grown significantly in a week, dude. And wait till I show you the next video. I'm freaking out. Watch this thing. Look what's still happening. It's a DEI lump of silver, somebody said. That's funny. Well, we'll have to fire it then. This earth belongs to many, not just us. Dude, yeah, are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me freak you out even more because the dude updated it. Okay. Where is that? Oh god, I'm just not, I can't sleep. Dude, look at this. Oh jeez. Dude, look at, and he doesn't have it covered anymore, bro. Like, take that to a lab. Take it. Oh my god, his dogs, they're gonna bite at it and then they're gonna have it inside them. This is so irresponsible, man. Somebody go to his house. This is an SOS. He's like growing some alien life form that who knows. Do you see that? Do you think this is real?
I don't. I'm trying to understand it, but I don't understand it.
Feeding it tequila. Yeah, that's true.
Animal, vegetal.
That is space poop. I don't know, bro.
A veces me engaña. Yo pienso que es como un músico.
What the f is that?
Cuando nació, yo pensé que era como un tipo de.
That's something government needs. Somebody said Timu Venom.
That needs to be in somebody's lab,
dude. In a lab,
so it doesn't get out to the public. And ain't nobody. I would not have something like that in my house. First of all, I'm not going to go try to touch it and grab it. And no, like, what?
I told my wife and she didn't care. I showed her the video and she's like, "You're a moron. Who cares?" You know, I'm like. It says if it was real, they would have already confiscated it. Somebody said, very true. So is this AI? I mean, what it looks, he already touched it. I know. Yep.
Yeah. Listen, I wouldn't have it in my home. I wouldn't have even touched it. I would have minded my own business. That's what I would have did.
He's probably already slept with the thing, dude. Yeah. Alien seed, somebody said. Yeah. They busted a nut to our planet and this guy freaking open the nut up and he's just like,
it was alien nut. Is that what you guys?
Yeah, that was actually AT2. We're just breaking that here on Samson's World. That was it was like a ploop ploop, and then they just shit's fire. It was on fire. When it hit.
Oh no,
yeah, man. Somebody said not around my fur babies. Okay. Yeah. Keep them away from your collection of Furbies.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, but I don't want it anywhere near me.
No, so let's switch gears again. What's happening in your world? It's your world. I know. I feel itchy, don't you?
Yeah,
like, that is like I want to look around me, dude. That shit, that's gonna give me nightmares. Let's get something positive. It is the birthday of Ruby Bridges. Does everybody know Ruby Bridges was the first black girl admitted to a Southern elementary school back in, I think, 1960. And this is so crazy. Just look how young she is.
You know, we think of the worst because it was bad. But we're not thinking about it from a 6-year-old perspective.
Right.
You know, my parents never explained to me what I was about to venture into.
That's
the
crazy.
only thing they said is, Ruby, you're going to go to a new school today and you better behave. And I was concentrating on behavior.
She better behave.
But as adults ourselves, if we really think about it, I mean, how would you
alien
explain
jizz, somebody said.
To your 6-year-old? Would you actually say you're going to go into a new school today? There are going to be people outside wanting to harm you. They're going to be throwing things at you and screaming. They really hate you, but you're going to have a good day. They're going to be people with you. You could not prepare your child by trying to explain that to them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You would only make the situation worse.
So that's crazy. But what's so nuts? Somebody just said in the comments she's 72. God. I mean, it just was not that long ago. You know, we assume, oh, she's not alive anymore, but you're like, Lord.
Well, you know, they said that the reason why they put the photos in black and white, because they had color then, but they put the photos in black and white so it looks like it was so long ago, like prehistoric. So it's a mental thing that they do.
Interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah, because you can see the photos actually in color if you want to, but everything's printed in black and white, right?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So, you know, we kind of don't think about, but it's all like those kids who were yelling, or adults who were yelling and screaming at Ruby Bridges when she was going into that school trying to get an education, they're all still alive.
Yeah.
They're not past like, and not
it makes
all
you
of them
realize,
are alive, but most, you know, are alive.
Right. And it makes you realize how then if Ruby is still alive, then all of those kids and adults potentially who yelled at her are maybe still alive. Especially some of the teenage kids are still alive. And it's just so, it's crazy. Somebody said, is this JB Smooth? This isn't the actual JB Smooth, isn't it?
Is that the real JB Smooth? No, I appreciate
he said
that.
political commentary. I believe it is your thing. Stick with it. All right.
Thank you.
I don't know. Hopefully that's a real JB Smooth. I love JB Smooth. He used to do Guy Tori's comedy, the Comedy Store show, Fat Tuesdays. So I know him. So I don't know if that's the real JB Smooth. Let us know, or are you an impersonator? Yeah, because if you are, we definitely want to give you a shout out. So let's keep moving. Are you going to be watching the big fight tonight? Have you heard about this? AT2. There's Canelo versus Crawford.
Yes, I already got Netflix. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, historical boxing match, because we don't have to get pay-per-view. This is essentially killing pay-per-view. They're done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely done. I think, you know, now the way things are going with the apps, I don't even think you can order pay-per-view on your cable anymore.
I do it like Fire Stick. I don't even know, man.
Yeah, like you know, pay-per-view used to be a big thing back in the day. I know me growing up as a little kid, I'm still am a wrestling fan, but I was a huge wrestling fan. And I remember asking my parents to order the pay-per-view and stuff like that. Now, you know, you just have the app and you get the pay-per-view. So I don't even think that's a thing, but yeah, I am excited for it tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Here's what Dana White had to say.
Potentially the biggest fight in history. You know, we've seen the Rumble in the Jungle. We've seen, you know, Sugar Ray and Hearn, and we've seen all kinds of these fights of this type with undisputed guys. What do you think about this fight? Maybe making it into that conversation.
Yeah, well, the thing for me is what's important to me is that the live experience is really good in the venue. This thing is already the third biggest fight of all time as far as gate. It's #1 all time in stadiums. It's the #1 gate of all time at Allegiant Stadium.
Right.
So it's a big fight, and I just want the production to be great live and you know, obviously on television. Netflix. And what I love about this card too is from the first prelim of the night to the main card, it's an incredible you know, group of fights like we do at the UFC.
How does it feel to dip your feet in this new pool?
Yeah, it's, you know, I've been waiting for a while to do it. Now we're here, and so far so good. It's been great. Now the only thing that I focus on, you know, is making sure that the event comes off perfectly. For the people who are in the live, in Allegiant Stadium live, and for the people on television.
What do you think about this one? Like, you know, these two
I think the fact that Crawford wanted this fight, he's going to move up in weight. You know, he's aggressive. He likes to knock people out. And Canelo obviously is a great counterpuncher. He's a heavy puncher himself. I think this fight's going to be a war.
Can you surpass, do you think? Because that was like an exhibition, the Jake Paul thing on Netflix. You know, people were curious. But this is This is like undisputed. Like I said, undisputed.
Yeah, it's two. These guys are trying to figure out who is the greatest fighter of their generation. These are real guys, two of the best of all times.
You're known to have celebrities at the fights. Who can you tell us? You know, what do you expect for this one?
Yeah, there's a ton of guys coming. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't want to throw anybody's names out there, but yeah, it's going to be packed with celebs.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the big fight tonight, you guys. That's a big point to make too. Jake Paul has just stolen boxing for so long. So hopefully tonight we get a good fight in there.
Yeah, an actual fight.
Actual fight, exactly. Not this like Jake Paul fighting 75-year-old Mike Tyson, you know,
right.
in his wheelchair, dude. Crap. Well, AT2, this was awesome. This is literally one of my best shows. I think technically it's one of my best shows. Having you on was such a pleasure. I think we covered a lot. Your audience is amazing. I want to thank all of them for really making this. Like, you have a real following, so it's such a joy to experience an actual audience. I really appreciate you guys for that. And I invite you back any damn day. I do this live every day at 5, and I know you go live every day too. You really inspired me to do that.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of like, even if you have things going on, if you can just give people 30 minutes of your time, don't think you got it, because I'm not one of those people to do 5 hours. I gotta go take a shit, I gotta go eat, take a nap. Like, don't do 5 hours. Give people at least 30 minutes of your time. You know?
And this was great, man. This was a solid 50 minutes. It's a great packed show. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's do this again real soon, AT2. And again, you guys, make sure you take this man's StreamYard class, because if you saw this whole show that I ran right now, none of it would have been possible without AT2. He sat there with me for an hour. It really walked me through it, answered questions even after that. And now I'm confident enough to run this show on my own, or even run it for other people. So I really appreciate you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I would tell you to stop, but I love hearing compliments.
Hey, no, but it's, you know, it's given me a trade. It's given me a skill. And in this day and age, it's very important as an entrepreneur, as we mentioned, you have to be able to do this stuff on your own. You guys, look at me. I'm here switching it. Here's my board. I'm doing all this on my own. Nobody is in here doing this. Why? Because if you have somebody, let's do a podcast together, they flake. They're not going to come over. They're not going to do it. You can only count on yourself at the end of the day if you want to make something like this happen. And you gave me the tools to be able to do that. So I'm happy about that. You know,
you're welcome.
Thank you,
problem.
Sir. Yeah. Well, this was a great show. And yeah, I will see you very soon. And definitely let me know. We'll have you back on real soon.
Yeah, definitely. And good luck to your daughter too, as well, with her soccer game.
Big soccer game. That's right, Juliet. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Have a great day.
Deuces, everybody.
All right. Deuce. Guys, this is Secret Service Sam. I love you guys. Please follow me on YouTube. TikTok is doing some wonky stuff. We don't know how long it'll be going on, but I will be here every day live at 5, as promised to you guys. I'm even doing Saturdays. It's 6 days a week. I'm committing to you guys to bring you your world, court, culture, and comedy, and everything good. Love you guys. Have a great Saturday night. Party hard, drive fast, take chances. Love you guys. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of
Can you freestyle rap at all? Not yet. Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?